Hi, I'm Jason Gore from BestBuy.ca, and I'm here to look at the JBL Tour One headphones. So these headphones are pretty robust. They're one of the top of the lines from the JBL sort of consumer series. Inside you get, inside the sort of slip box, you get a big beefy box. Inside here, you get the headphones that claps really nicely into this tiny little flight case. And it does a really good job for considering that they're pretty robust circumaural or over-the-ear headphones. I really like that they clap so flat into this nice little package. Inside here, if I unzip it, they actually sort of nestle. I open it upside down. They nestle inside this sort of package. They sort of hug the section. There's actually some paper on the inside to actually show you how to fold it, and it actually allows you to have your charging cable and all the other elements there. When you unfold the headphones, you can see that they are, standard looking black over-the-ear headphones with a bunch of nice, really good, chunky buttons, so you can actually feel them without having to take them off your ear. On the inside, it very easily delineates which one's left and right. I'm a big fan of that. They're not the biggest drivers in the world, but they actually do a really excellent job. It's a very musical pair of headphones. I was extremely pleased with the sound. They aren't as bassy or as boomy as some people might actually want. But I was actually a bigger fan of that than most people. It was a much more neutral sound, and I really appreciated it. The buttons, there's a USB charging port, series of microphones on there. The call quality is actually excellent on these. You have a customizable button that out of the box comes, and it allows you to turn the noise canceling on and off. You can actually change that to be either your Siri or your Google Assistant, Samsung, whatever you use. Volume up and down. A nice, decent power on off button, like an absolute on and off button, which I love. And if it's one of those things that if you take the power button and sort of slide it a little bit forward, that's how you actually connect to Bluetooth. So it's extremely intuitive. I didn't have to dig in the manual at all, which was fantastic. And then you have my favorite thing ever. Might be a little bit hard to see there, but that is technically it's a 2.5 millimeter jack, and on the other end is a 3.5 millimeter, but it allows these to be used as wired headphones. So they're not only excellent Bluetooth headphones, but they also allow you to use them as wired headphones, which is fantastic. I know people think, I use Bluetooth for everything, why do I need these? Editing on your computer, as long as your computer still has the headphone jack, when you're on a plane and they have the entertainment system, instead of using the garbage ones that they actually give you that are essentially disposable, have decent headphones to actually listen to some of that in-flight entertainment. And simply for those times where you might have a device that actually sounds better than the built-in amplification, you're using all the advantages, all the engineering that went into making this sound good, with potentially better amplification or better conversion from digital to analog to actually use. So in terms of future-proofing, I'm a huge fan of that, and this immediately jumped these up as something to absolutely consider in terms of what you're actually potentially looking for in headphones of this ilk. I accidentally did it while I was talking, but these are touch sensitive. You can actually customize what you hitting the sides actually allows you to do, stuff like play, pause. That's all done through the application. Now, JBL's apps have always been a little bit flaky. I've had some of their Bluetooth speakers for years and years and years, and just getting firmware updates and stuff like that always seems like a little bit of a headache. It seems that their software sometimes lags behind their hardware, which is unfortunate. That being said, after a little bit of teething, we got this to work fine. Unfortunately, you can't equalize these. There's no sort of way of customizing the equalization through the application, but it does do a decent job of allowing you to connect and use your device to do what you need to do. If you actually look at the JBL app, as it loads up, I hit the connector, and you can see it allows me, and I'll have a screen that shows it, turn noise canceling on and off, the ambient sound control on and off, and the smart audio and video is interesting. It basically allows you to change between essentially lower quality but better synchronization. The whole way the Bluetooth works is always a little bit of a compromise, but when you're watching something, particularly on some devices, you can trade off a little bit of audio quality to ensure that lip sync is absolutely in place. And so what's nice in the software is you can actually switch that back and forth. That is a really, really fabulous feature. As I said, if there's ways to actually tweak the sound a little bit through digital equalization, that would be nice, but not a deal breaker, because I can always plug it in and use it for real critical listening. That would be what I would be doing anyway. They are light, they are comfortable, they are really nice to use. When I put them on without any noise canceling whatsoever, I can hear a little bit of sound, but it does a pretty decent job of noise canceling without that on. I'm not the biggest fan in the world of active noise cancellation. I've said that before. It always sounds like my ears are sort of being sucked out. And the way that it normally works, especially on lower end models, is it's just blasting anti-noise. It has a pretty bad microphone often, and it's just sort of taking an inverse of what the sort of outside sound is. This is obviously very much more robust noise canceling. It's constantly tuning what it's doing. So in terms of noise canceling, this is about as good as you're going to get. But I'm still turning it off in most circumstances, because if there's so much noise on the outside, usually my music is either masking it or just the way that these are constructed. The over the ear with whatever soundproofing elements, the sort of beefy ear pads here do a decent enough job of getting rid of outside noise and just allowing me to enjoy in comfort. If I really want to turn it on, I can turn it on. I have the option just with a click of a button. Or I can leave these on and have that sort of talk through thing where it's actually using the microphones and then I'm not removing the headphones. That's usually much more of an issue with in-ear, where it's a little bit annoying to get in and out. With this, obviously I can just do this. They're ready to go. I can have my conversation and then I can go back on, and it will actually monitor that it's on my ear and actually set it and start going. When I take it off, it knows that it's off my ear. I really like these headphones a lot. I think that the sound is good. I think they're comfortable. I think they're absolutely at the top echelon of this of headphones within this price range. I think that they are very elegantly constructed. I like that they can collapse in a pretty small space. I like the fact that it has a cable. I like the way that it implements this stuff. I like this brand, and I think that these are among the best of this element, this sort of range of headphones that I've had the pleasure of listening to. So they're absolutely something for you to consider if purchasing headphones of this type. They are very robust, something like 50 hours of playing time without active noise cancelling on, half that with ANC. So there's another advantage of not having noise cancelling on. You can't listen to them while charging. But that's okay, because you actually have, if you really need to charge, you actually are able to plug it in. So that's a wonderful thing to do. So for BestBuy.ca, I'm Jason Gorber. Thanks so much for a look at the Tour One headphones. Please subscribe. Please follow us at the blog. There's lots and lots of reviews for you to see there. And we will see you next video. All the best. Take care.